Ready for the Splash Live! Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to the Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to the Splash Live. Dave Scott live in Grand Rapids this morning at the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel, site of the Michigan Tourism Conference, the Governor's Conference on Tourism. And this gives us a great opportunity to talk to some local folks and people around the state about tourism. We'll also cover the latest news from West Bloomfield today. I'm at the My Michigan TV booth, and thanks to My Michigan TV for allowing us to use all of their broadcast facilities today. So thank you for tuning in to the Splash Live, 90 minutes of live local television each and every day in the Greater West Bloomfield area. It starts with this program, and then Tyler Keefe will be in the studio this morning beginning at 10 o'clock for another hour, the MegaCast, Oakland County, local and statewide information. Our programs are available on a variety of outlets each and every day, including cable TV in the Greater West Bloomfield area. That's Comcast Cable, of course. You can go there. You can also go over to AT&T Cable, where you can watch us. There's a menu system on Channel 99 on AT&T, and all the community channels are there. Look for Civic Center TV in West Bloomfield. Also, we are on civiccentertv.com. Go there for all the latest information and to watch our live stream. Of course, social media is big these days. You can find us on Facebook Live. You can find us on YouTube Live. And we have our own local radio station right here in the community, 89.3 Lakes FM. And we are broadcasting live and our repeats throughout the day as you're driving around the community. Well, the weather couldn't be any better. We've got 70s today and wall-to-wall sunshine, and tomorrow 80-degree temperatures possibly here in West Bloomfield. National Weather Service says we are somewhere around 30 degrees above normal. So get out, walk the dog, hit our trails in West Bloomfield, maybe get a little work on the dock down by the lake, wash the car, do whatever you want to do outside. It's going to be beautiful. We will get back to normal next week, but we're definitely in a good weather pattern. So being here in Grand Rapids today, opportunity to talk to a lot of people we don't normally get an opportunity to talk to. We're going to check in just a minute with the Detroit Zoo. They're open for spring. All the animals are out, and if you've not been to the zoo for a while, great opportunity to learn more about what's going on there in just a minute. Good morning, I'm Dave Scott. We'll be back in a minute with the Detroit Zoo on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV. Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott, definitely not in our studio today. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan for the Governor's Conference on Tourism. Huge event here for the state of Michigan. All of the tourist industry gets together to talk about our successes, things we could do better, and how to make your summer and really your entire year a whole lot more fun. We're delighted now to be joined by Randi Hamilton. I know I'm going to get this wrong. The Director Go ahead.
The VP of Guest Experience,
VP of Guest Experience, and there's more.
Marketing and Communications.
Excellent. How do you fit all that on a business card?
I don't. I just stick with guest experience. It works perfect.
Randy, the Detroit Zoo is so important to our community. You know, it is. You think of the Detroit Lions, the Tigers, the river, you know, our expressways. You're an institution. You're like part of the foundation of our community. How's that feel?
Oh, it's an amazing, amazing experience to be part of that family and work with that team every day. It's iconic. Everyone walks in those gates and just, you can see the excitement at the beginning of every season. And, you know, it's just incredible to watch the memories form for the families whenever they come.
Well, we look forward to the boating season, and we look forward to the Detroit Zoo opening up. Weather's finally improved, and you've just opened up, correct?
We did. We just had, well, we are open year round, I will say that. But,
Right.
you know, this past weekend was really the kickoff to the new season. So we just hosted Bunnyville, which we saw more than 20,000 visitors between Friday and Saturday this past weekend to celebrate the holiday weekend and just the spring festivities in general. It's not just about the holidays, but welcoming the spring.
Randy, help me out. For those of us who don't have kids,
Sure.
what is Bunnyville?
Sure. It really is about spring, you know, popping for the season. You come in and you get to join in on the golden Easter egg hunt, or you get to just go and travel throughout the zoo, see all of the animals that are back out in the zoo that maybe were in their habitats indoors for the season. So it's great to have that life being brought back for the season. And then there's lots of activities, lots of food and beverage around, including we have awesome custom milkshakes that our seasonal provider gives us. So we promote those with every event we have. And then that also is a great kickoff for some of our attractions like our carousel and our 4D theater. And then soon the train will be open in early May.
That is one of my favorite parts. You know, as a little kid, let's talk about demographics, because you have different constituencies.
We do.
Let's talk mainly about a lot of the people watching right now that maybe want to take their kids or maybe take their grandkids to the zoo. Is there an age where you don't quite want to bring them yet? Or can you bring almost anybody?
Oh, the zoo is for everyone.
Okay.
The zoo is truly for absolutely anyone. We try to be as welcoming and encompassing of all walks of life and all ages. And we want everyone to just feel that they belong there and learn how to connect to nature, really, is the ultimate goal.
Well, really going to the zoo really is a family experience. So if you got some toddlers, wrap them up, bring them along, and your young ones are really going to love it. I think of the early days of my parents taking me to the zoo when I was a kid. It's just one of the first things that, as a youngster, you really get out and see the amazing world that you've been born into right before you in a way you never experienced before.
Absolutely. And not only are we for families, though, I will tell you this, there are a lot of things we do for programming for all ages. So our whole season of special events and private events and public events have really come back full force. So we now have our 21 and up 4-pack series, which is Zoo Brew, Summer Sips, Spooky Spirits around the Halloween time, and Polar Beers during Wild Lights. Those are all for an older demographic.
Did you say polar
beers?
beers? Okay, I got it.
We have 2 beer tasting events and 2 that are around just some general cocktails. But then we also have our wonderful Sunset at the Zoo, which happens in June. That is another adult-only event. That's also our biggest fundraiser of the year, so people can not only come in and have a wonderful time joining local like food and beverage vendors and really doing a wonderful gift back to the zoo if any way they can with our fundraising event that night. It's amazing.
Well, I'm glad you took us down that path because I do think that a date at the zoo is really amazing. It's something that we all did, you know. One of my first dates, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the putt-putt course? No, let's go to the Detroit Zoo. You know, that, a movie, something. It is,
Absolutely.
You're right, it is iconic.
It is really unique, and let me tell you, it's also a great place to get engaged. During Wild Lights, we often see about 30 engagements every year.
Weddings?
That book Wild Lights, and then you can come back and have your wedding. We do it all.
Well, the Detroit Zoo really is an amazing place, and it's so good that it's back and open again. And obviously in our community, we have a lot of seniors, so they've got the time, they've got the days, and I imagine when the kids are in school, especially as you're just coming into and getting into the fall seasons, it's a great time for people who have an open schedule to come visit the zoo.
Absolutely, and it's really, thank you for mentioning that, because we also have a really great connection with our communities. We receive a lot of support, especially from the Tri-County area. So we do Tri-County Senior Days twice a year. So usually they fall in June and September. I have to double check our dates off the top of my head. I'm afraid I don't remember right now, but all that information is on our website, detroitzoo.org. But on senior days, anybody who is a senior in the Tri-County area comes to the zoo for free.
Excellent. So Randy, our viewers, West Bloomfield, Keogh Harbor, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake, right here in the area. Most of them are all going to probably be driving down. You continue to improve all the amenities for people getting in and out of the zoo as well.
Absolutely. We have lots of resources for those that are coming and going. I will also say we keep our website updated with all that construction going on all around 696 and Woodward. So we try to give everyone tips for the best way to get to us. And then once they're there on property, it is a big campus. It's 125 acres of expansive, beautiful land inside that urban setting. So it's a nice getaway, but it's also a lot to get around. So we have wagons, wheelchairs, strollers, electronic scooters, things available for guests if they need them. But you're also welcome to bring your own.
I'm just sitting here laughing to myself because we are marketers at a travel convention and doing everything we can to promote tourism. And so we're getting to all the stuff that we always get to. But we left out one important component for the zoo, the animals. What's new in your animal kingdom?
Sure. So what's really exciting is we have, just at the end of last season, we started to introduce a couple new species. The Allen swamp monkeys are an amazing addition to our primate team. And then we also just are starting to rework some of our habitats. So as our guests come, they'll notice some really neat and unique changes. We opened some indoor spaces that haven't been open for about 10 years. They're called the Hangout and the Grotto, where our lemurs can sometimes enjoy that indoor area and be seen indoors or also outdoors. And it gives you also a really unique point of view from behind the snow monkey habitat that we have there as well. And then it also allows for the guests to kind of go inside in a few more locations that you might normally have not seen before, especially on like a chilly or a rainy day. So that's nice.
Randy, spectacular job. Do you want to tell those people in West Bloomfield how to get information all about your all that you have to offer at the Detroit Zoo?
Certainly. Come see us any time or day. General admission memberships are all available for purchase online at detroitzoo.org.
All right. Good to see you. Thank you
so
for
much.
joining us on this. You've been on the Splash Live now. You
Thank
can add
you.
that to
I
your
can add that to
immense
my
media
bucket
resume.
Check it off.
All right. Good job. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. I'm in Grand Rapids today. Nice little break. It's beautiful weather this week, and we're getting some of the best stories going on right here in our community while I'm on the road. Don't go away. We'll be back with more on the Splash Live right after this.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
I'm Steve Eiserman of the Detroit Red Wings, and I think every child in Michigan deserves a safe, healthy, and happy childhood. Can we build a state where Children Trust Michigan isn't just a name, but something our kids believe? Please support Children Trust Michigan as the voice for children and families by visiting the website to learn more.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Morning. Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott of Grand Rapids. But even though I'm in Grand Rapids, haven't forgot about home. Here's what's going on in our local community. First of all, I was on Facebook, and I dug up this gem this morning that has great personal meaning to me because you know we have our radio station here, 89.3 Lakes FM. It was born in 1974 at West Bloomfield High School when I was a student there, and a lot of my friends were. And this picture right here is Glenn Schroeder, who has had an West Bloomfield guy, has had an enormously successful broadcasting career in Oklahoma. He's one of the top radio news people there, award winning. Also here, Dave Keto and my good friend Lee Miller from high school. Friend Lee Miller from high school, broadcasting a West Bloomfield High School basketball game. So I saw that picture today on Facebook. I just had to share it with you and talk a little bit about the legacy of our very own radio station. Here's an amazing picture of Paul Wilbur's house. Isn't that spectacular? So Paul Wilbur restored that house on Pine Lake, and inside and out, and it is a very historically accurate restoration. He talks about that restoration and the history of our entire area going all the way back to the beginning of the early 1900s when people were vacationing here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Paul did a great presentation at the West Bloomfield Library a week and a half or 2 weeks ago in association with the Historical Society. We have filmed it all, and you'll be able to see it next week. I know a lot of you have been waiting for it. I've been getting a lot of calls. You'll be able to see it next week right here on Civic Center TV. And just a quick nod to our police chief, Chief Mike Patton, last night over at West Bloomfield Middle School, having an opportunity to talk to parents, students, and anyone who is interested in gun safety in our schools. Great program last night. Good job, Chief. Great job at the West Bloomfield schools to put this program on. Very important and just the right thing at the right time. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back. We've got more. We're going to sit down and have a chat with our good friends from Discover Kalamazoo. There's a lot going on in Kalamazoo. One of the places in the state you might not think about traveling to, maybe Traverse City, Mackinac Island, the beaches, the UP. Kalamazoo's got a lot to offer. We'll find out about that in a moment when we return on the Splash Live, this special edition from Grand Rapids.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
What's happening around you? Hear about state events, businesses, and from the people behind them on the MegaCast, an hour-long TV, radio, and streaming show keeping you informed on the day-to-day news. Listen in on talks with volunteer groups, documentarians, and financial advisors, Monday to Friday with your host, Tyler Kieft. Catch the MegaCast weekdays from 10 a.m. to 11 on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and streaming on mymytv.com. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott, not in our West Bloomfield Civic Center studios today, but here in Grand Rapids at the Michigan Tourism Conference, the Governor's Conference on Tourism. And it's a great time to get together with people from around the state, like Dana Wagner from Kalamazoo. Hi, Dana.
Hi, thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you very much. Well, the extra reason we wanted to have you on the show is because you grew up in Bloomfield Hills, you hang out in Sylvan Lake, so you're kind of our homie here. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Kalamazoo, but thank you very much for joining us to talk about things in our community.
Absolutely.
So let's start with a big headline from Kalamazoo. You have a new convention center that you announced just yesterday. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, our community announced it will be 100% privately funded event center that will be built in downtown Kalamazoo.
Well, that's great news. You know, you think about events in the state of Michigan and communities and travel destinations, and our major urban centers all have really good convention centers. Lansing, here in Grand Rapids, certainly Metro Detroit. And you get a lot of convention business in Kalamazoo, but this is really going to open the door for you to get more of that, and that'll just be great for your economy there.
Yeah, there was a feasibility study that was done, and so it was determined there are certain size of events that we just haven't been able to host in Kalamazoo yet, and having that facility will allow for that. Some sporting events, concerts, lots of great things to happen in downtown Kalamazoo.
Well, and while my audience in West Bloomfield is terribly excited about your event business in Kalamazoo doing well, when we think of Kalamazoo these days, you know, I'm sorry, but we think about the amazing beer that comes out of your town. You guys have, what is in the water in Kalamazoo that has created all these great beer products in your community?
We do have many great breweries there. Most people would know Kalamazoo is home to Bell's Brewery,
Right.
and of course the Eccentric Cafe and their wonderful beer garden out there. And earlier today I was just promoting, we have 9 different beer gardens around the county. So that's a great way to enjoy your beer outdoors as the weather's warming up here. We've got breweries like Presidential Brewing Company that has a putt-putt golf course out there, so you can do that while you're drinking your beer. Latitude 42 has 2 locations, really cool outdoor beer gardens. We have a couple new breweries that opened up in Kalamazoo area too that people may not have heard of yet. But in downtown, Brewery Outre is making a lot of cool saisons and hybrid style beers, and Apoptosis Brewing Company is the newest one to open up in Kalamazoo there too. And I need to go check out their beer, but their menu looks great.
Well, and Kalamazoo has impacted the world with the popularity of Bell's and really some of your other brands. You're recognized as really one of the key places for beer. Certainly Michigan and people around the country are noticing what's going on in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, I think Bell's Brewery is one of the oldest existing craft breweries in the state of Michigan, and the oldest this side of Colorado. So yeah, beer's kind of, it's got a birthplace in Kalamazoo for sure.
Well, it's a lot of fun, and a lot of other people come to Kalamazoo and visit you there because their kids may be going to school at Western Michigan or K
Absolutely.
College. And that's where my sister went, and I started going out to Kalamazoo when I was a kid, visiting her, going to games, enjoying the lifestyle, and it's your downtown is great. It's a fun town.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a fun place to hang out, not only during football season, but any time of year.
Yeah, well, college is what brought me out to Kalamazoo, and then I stayed there, and now that is my new home. So yeah.
So it's good. Dana hangs out in our backyard quite a bit here too. In our area, you've got family in Sylvan Lake.
I do.
And isn't that it's a great place to be?
It is. I love enjoying summers out there and going out on the boat and stuff. But even in the winter too, when lake freezes over, our family has kind of gone out there and have done some. I don't play hockey. I'm bad on skates, but I love watching my other family members and having fun out there.
So for communities like you in Grand Rapids, you're not beachfront communities. People think of tourism in the state of Michigan. They think of going to Mackinac Island or hanging out on the Lake Michigan beach. I hope you don't mind me saying this, right?
We have a beautiful state with a lot of great attractions.
Right. I'm sure I'm not the first person that says, so someone's going to go vacation in Kalamazoo. What are the things that are bringing, and we've talked about beer and certainly the college, but what are the things that would bring people in West Bloomfield, Sylvan Lake, Eagle Harbor, our Metro Detroit area to come hang out with you guys in Kalamazoo?
Yeah, well, so you can get a bit of both. You can enjoy the nature and the outdoors with beautiful trails and hiking, and we have some lake beaches. We have actually, I think, 83 lakes around our county too, so you can get that water feel, and we're only just less than an hour away from Lake Michigan shore,
right.
So you can still get the beach feel there too, but then you can also enjoy all the excitement of I would say an approachable city environment. It's not too busy, not too, tons of traffic. You'll be able to find a place to park and enjoy places like Bell's Brewery and live music and our arts scene in Kalamazoo. And then some amazing museums and attractions. Like I know earlier, I think you had the Air Zoo folks on here.
Right.
So the Air Zoo Aerospace and Science Museum, and then Gilmore Car Museum is around Kalamazoo as well. It's North America's largest automobile museum. So.
Actually, I can't believe I forgot to mention both of those.
Yeah.
Air Zoo, absolutely amazing. It's right at the airport. You now have a stealth bomber there that I know is new.
Yes.
It's absolutely incredible. It's really one of the best air museums. And I'm a pilot and aviation enthusiast, so it's one of the best places where, especially you can bring your kids and you can really get as close to a hands-on experience at the Air Zoo in Kalamazoo as anywhere. It's really a remarkable facility.
Oh, you can get very hands-on. Actually, they have restoration taking place there too, and you can volunteer to help restore some of the planes, and you don't have to have experience being an expert in repairing historical aircraft. Their volunteers there will show you how, and you can be a part of that history making.
And on our side of the state, we've got Henry Ford Museum and Greenville Village, and certainly
Yeah.
a lot of car opportunities and a lot of automotive history. But the Gilmore Car Museum is amazing. It's a large campus.
90-acre campus,
and
yeah.
there's a ton to do there. One of my favorite things to see there is the Tucker, the classic Tucker that they have. But it's just tip of the iceberg there.
Well, and they have done now, this has been the second year too. Normally you think, okay, the car museum, and they have a lot of shows going on in the summer, I mean, everything from spring through the fall. You know, there are car shows going on every weekend. However, in the wintertime too, they just started this now. This has been the second season. They're going into the third season of Winter Wonderland. And that's a whole new drive-through holiday light experience as well there. And then you can see all the cars there too at the museum and see Christmas through the decades displays. They had a Christmas village, set up too. But yeah, all these lights to drive through, and then now they're making it a destination, year round. So.
Dana Wagner, you're one of the leading people in promoting tourism in the state of Michigan. You do a great job at Kalamazoo.
Thanks.
Before we go, how is the travel industry doing in Michigan? Have we recovered from this terrible run we've had for a couple of years, with COVID? Are we on the right track now?
Yeah, well, actually, for Discover Kalamazoo, part of our goals were to see, to encourage the visitor spending to get back to pre-pandemic levels. And we recently got the numbers from Pure Michigan put out the 2021, economic spending data, and that showed that no, actually Michigan, as a state, we are recovering there, and we know we're a great drive market destination too. So especially with inflation and things the way that they are now, we're great, affordable, drive destination for people to take great trips to and still be able to get a vacation and make memories. So no, I would say, yeah, tourism is doing well in Michigan, and we're happy to see those visitors coming back.
Thank you for reassuring myself and everyone who's watching that is the case. And thank you for taking a couple of minutes with us. Look, automotive, agriculture, other manufacturing, tourism, that is the essence of our economy in Michigan, and we all want to have a financially stable and prosperous state. So it's so important what's going on in this industry. So thanks for your time and your optimism. You might want to tell people at home here how to get to your website and how they can learn. We've talked a lot about Kalamazoo, but how they can learn even more.
Yeah. Well, Kalamazoo, you can get to it physically. We are halfway between Detroit and Chicago, so we're easy to get to, and everything that we just talked about and more you can find on our website. That's discoverkalamazoo.com.
All right, Dana, thank you very much for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, Dana Wagner from Discover Kalamazoo. Dave Scott, The Splash. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. Dave Scott, Civic Center TV. Hey, that's all the time we have. We got to run along. I'll be back in the studio at home tomorrow morning. Thank you for watching today's show. Kind of a unique opportunity to talk to some other people outside of our own backyard. Thanks to the Governor's Conference on Tourism, the Amway Grand Hotel here, and My Michigan TV for making all this possible today. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Enjoy the great weather. It's going to be absolutely beautiful today. And we'll see you tomorrow morning right here on The Splash Live. Have a great day.